Hi there. Good evening. My name is Lisa Loring. For those of you who have never joined me or never viewed the videos, it's nice to meet you. Nice to see old friends checking out the reading. Just going through the cards real quickly to see that they're upright because I was reaching for the Giant Rider-Waite Tarot deck, which I've been working with great frequency. I get stuck on like a thing for a while and I'll just like work with that for a while and then I'll stop and do something else. But or I'll get informed that I need to do something else, which was the case tonight. I went to reach her and was like, nope, go get another deck. I'm like, okay. So I'm actually going to go back to the Crystal Visions deck by Jennifer Galasso. Love this deck. This is a great deck. Haven't used it in a few weeks. Okay, and I'm also getting the message to go get the Tarot of the Wild Unknown. Let me go get that. I obviously need to grab that. Okay. All right. So, sorry for the interruption, but we're back. We're reading from this book, I guess. So Jennifer Galasso, okay, this is the commentary one, and we're going to read, we haven't used this one, actually since I started doing readings again, a month or so ago. So we'll use the Wild Unknown Tarot. We'll use the Jennifer Galasso deck as the commentary deck, and I had intended on using the Herbal Tarot, but I don't know, maybe we will, maybe we won't. But tonight, I guess it's the Wild Unknown. All right, let's go for it. Haven't used this deck as well in several weeks. I like this deck a lot. It's kind of one of my go-tos. I love the artwork. Kim Kranz did a fantastic job with this deck, and she has two other decks that are great, the Spirit Animals deck as well as the Archetypes deck, which we pulled from last week, I think. The round cards, remember those? Oh, goodness. All right, so how'd that energy work out for you today? We have the Tower card in there. And remember, sometimes the Tower card isn't this, necessarily, hugely cataclysmic kind of situation that occurs in life, or to you, or for you, or whatever. But it can be a perspective shift that all of a sudden, once you've looked at things this other way, there's no other way to ever look back. So for me, it was, I got some news that was fantastic, and I found myself not sort of downplaying that news, like really wanting to celebrate that, and which is not necessarily unlike me, but the spirit behind it, I saw where I, in the past, would sort of like almost be celebrating it and saying it in a way that I, in order to make it real, make it more real. The more I talk about it, the more real it is, right? But the spirit behind it wasn't so much that. It was just this honest, joyful sharing, this real living into it in a way that I would never allow myself to feel joy in the past. So there was that recognition. And there was also the recognition that I wasn't waiting for the other shoe to drop to negate the awesomeness of what was going on. Ace of Pentacles. A gift from the divine in the 3D. A suggestion of a deposit in something that is reality. So, goes right, pretty much goes along with what I was saying, right? Our own investment in our current reality. Put that back in the deck. It might not be for tomorrow. We didn't ask for that yet. So that can be a Tower moment. This recognition that, oh, this was kind of my attitude in the past. This is where I am now. It's a real eye-opener. And in that, you change your fortune, right? You change the way you do things. You change the way you operate. You change the way you conduct yourself and you go after fortune in the world. Because what was it like? It was something, and then the Tower card and the Wheel of Fortune, and there was something else. Anyway, so I just want to speak to how the Tower moment can be not necessarily this thing of dread. It could just be this way of doing things, this change of perspective. And once that happens, it's like the world changes for you. Oh, I know, it was the Sun card. See, the Sun card. So if I hadn't looked at that, if I had just been like waiting for this like awful Tower moment like all day long, right? And then when it came, I didn't even notice it. Or I was sitting there just focused on this Tower moment. Like anything could have been that Tower moment. And then my Wheel of Fortune changes and the Sun never comes out. It's all opportunity. So, did that moment happen in your day? You know, where something happened that just changed the way you look at things forever? In this way that's uplifting. That's ascension. That's high vibration. That's making a choice, making a different choice to choose to step up. Anyway, well, we're going to do the reading for Wednesday, June 30th. Goodbye, June. Goodbye, half of 2021 already. I know, I didn't think about that. Now we change perspective. What are the messages that we can work with for Wednesday, June 30th, 2021? Closing out half of 21. Moving into the other half of 21. How can we take our energies and our tools and our new perspectives and work forward through the next 6 months? Ooh, we've got 2 cards coming out. We've got the Daughter of Swords, which in the traditional tarot is the Page of Swords, and the 7 of Wands with a rainbow. Interesting. So those 2 came out together. Daughter and then the 7 of Wands. Daughter of Swords. 7 of Wands. What are the other energies we have to work with for Wednesday, June 30th? And I'll stop saying for the rest of 2021 because we don't want to, we know me, I can definitely go out a little bit far. Let's keep it close. Wednesday, June 30th. Okay, oh gosh. Too many cards. I'm going to put those back. I'm going to keep shuffling. I'd rather do a little more shuffling, get a little more. I like how the Daughter of Swords has these little, like starbursts, almost fireworks above her head, which, you know, the fireworks thing came up for me while looking at the Tower card. And by the way, go back and look at that reading because I have a feeling that was a reading that was going to carry us through the energy of the middle of next week. So past had that some stuff going on. So, you know, that Tower moment stuff can also, so I'm going to go back on what I said. It wasn't just today. But I encourage you to approach every Tower moment with the attitude of the other cards that were supporting it, which was the Wheel of Fortune and the Sun card. It really isn't an attitude choice. So what are the other messages for June 30th? The Hierophant. Again, I'm looking at the lightning. Hierophant is responsibility. On the bottom of the deck, we've got the 6 of Pentacles, the Have and Have-Nots card, the card of giving and receiving, both of those, the Moon card, The Ten of Swords. That energy is still here. We had the Nine of Swords coming up last night, but again, this is a choice, and the Empress card is also there at the bottom of the deck. All right, so let's point the camera down and see what we have. Okay, so the Daughter of Swords, this is an energy of very much like the Knight of Swords. Energy of messages coming in. So where or messages being carried. The Knight of Swords is going to, carry the message and create some action out of the message, out of the information, the communication. It's going to do there is some sort of actionable thing happening in a Knight energy. The Daughter of Swords is going to be even less adept. She's not necessarily going to do anything per se with the energy of this message, this communication. But very much like the Knight is very immature in the way in which she handles the information or delivers the information or, brings it in, expresses it. There's not necessarily the carry, although a page, which, like I said, she's emulative of the page. She doesn't necessarily, do something, so to speak, but she does deliver, and would be in a manner that isn't very much like the Knight of Swords. It's an uncomfortable kind of energy, not even even almost even less convenient and less formed, and a little wild, even more wild than the Knight, even though the Knight the Knight actually means business. Like, there's a bit of in the Knight of Swords, there's a little bit of an edge. There's a deliberation behind it. It's done with equally poor tact, but with the daughter, she's just delivering the message without much heed or care about how it lands, or that it's going to land. In fact, there's almost an innocence to her, and you can see that in her face. She's like, there is this kind of edge to her, but there's this innocence and naivete about what she's saying. Or there's I would say, there's even less connection to it. It's almost like that kind of thing that a young child will say, that that term, out of the mouth of babes, kind of energy involved. And you have all these special little fireworks going on around her. So these are divinely inspired ideas. And then once it comes to the 7, I noticed that these colors are a little more organized. So although these thoughts are here, in the 7 of Wands is an energy of being very clear about your beliefs and standing up for your beliefs, no matter what. Actually, this is the 6 of Swords. I'm sorry. 6 of Swords or Wands? Those are Wands. 6 of Wands. Okay, excuse me. So, well, 6 of Wands, I've got to learn my Roman numerals. 6 of Wands is an energy of victory. So it's sort of taking, being able to, and it is a more organized energy, where you take all of these sort of like kind of little fireworks and sparks going off that are various colors around our daughter's head here, and then it comes into a more organized rainbow, because every single color that's represented here is also represented here. What I'm getting right now is that, it's just about, again, perspective. It's how you want to use the energy. Do you want to do it tactlessly, or do you want to do it in a way that's actually something that people celebrate and can understand, because there's more organization going on here. The 6 of Wands in traditional tarot is a card of victory. And yes, and then moving into the Seven of Wands energy is that, taking your victory and moving forward and further out into the world beyond the people who are going to necessarily celebrate you, and delivering that message, delivering that belief system, taking your work into lands abroad, so to speak, kind of almost a Sagittarian kind of vibe. And we still have the South Node in Sagittarius, so we are continuing to change the narrative of the story that was once written while the South Node remains in this sign. And that's definitely throughout the remainder of the year. So that's the central card of the reading, and we're definitely doing that. And here's the Hierophant here, which is the card of responsibility, of establishment, of heeding the call. And you've got this lightning bolt here. The lightning bolt colors in this one are orange and yellow. So we're looking at and those are the colors that are attracting me in the rainbow. The orange and yellow are the sacral and solar plexus chakras, respectively, orange and yellow. Orange sacral, yellow solar plexus. And so this is our creativity and our willpower, pairing up very nicely with this Six of Wands. So we are being celebrated. We are enjoying the victory of having perhaps mastered this ability, our thoughts. The Suit of Swords is about thought processes, philosophies. It's our logic, the higher mind, depending on the number, what's going on. It can also be the lower mind, because it would be a lower vibe, unaware kind of thing to deliver something, although she's very innocent about the way she's doing it. And I think we need to remember that is where our victory always lays is in understanding that we're always doing the best we can in each and every moment with what we have. It's then you being aware in each and every moment that there is the possibility of doing better, that there are other ways, there are other approaches that can provide a better outcome for ourselves and for others. And when we're listening to our feelings, and we're here and we are listening to our, this is the Suit of Wands, it's the suit of passion, it's the suit of the heart, in terms of the heart's fire, the heart's desires, that kind of thing. Cups can also be that as well, but it's more emotional than necessarily, the heart part is too here, but this is kind of like the expression. Where the wands come in is it's the expression of that heart's desire. And so we are expressing our heart's desire, and we are, is in a essence, I kept seeing the Seven of Wands in this. We are standing up for what our heart believes in a way that we're ready to move forward in a way that's responsible. And we have the key. The key is to listen to our creative, and the wand suit is totally about the solar plexus and the sacral chakra, because this is the suit of these are the seats of creativity and striving and going out in the world and doing things. That's the key. And when we are listening to our hearts, we do have the key to our own destiny, and we are being responsible to ourselves and to our intentions. And we need to recognize that there is this innocence behind it, and that we are going, the Daughter of Pentacles, she totally makes a lot of mistakes. She's bumbling into lots of different things. We have to be willing to be in her energy as well. We can't just discard this. We have to have this kind of freshness, and sometimes say things and do things that shake things up a little bit and create some lightning. So this is the energy that's going on for tomorrow. It's very much an energy of, there's a lot of rawness going on here. There is a raw edge to the energy, and in order to follow our heart's desires and be responsible to the reality of how we feel, sometimes things aren't going to come out the way we want them. on the front end. But we also have the six. Now, the Six of Pentacles is at the bottom of the deck, and that's an energy of receiving. It's a number 6. So it's receiving and being willing to receive. You know, these feathers are coming, these pentacles are coming in couched in a beautiful, you know, array of feathers. Again, I'm feeling, you know, a divine gift here. That Ace of Pentacles popped up when we were just having, you know, our little earlier chit chat. So this is a divine gift. And in the subconscious, but again, we have this, now we've not only gone, we've gone from a 9 of Pentacles, 9 of Swords, all the way up to a 10 of Swords, which is the card that's just before we start to hit these court cards. And a 10 of Swords is, you know, this is a terrible image. You know, even our eyesight has been impacted by the thoughts that clearly don't serve. It's now at this point where it's not just waking you up at night, it's affecting your ability to see clearly, even in the waking hours. This is something that would drive a person mad. The subconscious is paired with this, you know, the Moon card. These things that are deeply seated that keep us, you know, these are patterns that are past lives. Your past life could even be your childhood, your first marriage, your, you know, relationships that, you know, that caused you to feel like that. But we can step into the Empress energy to be far, Emperor and Empress are both here. And to behave in a more empowered way, not only in the masculine, but in the feminine. These two are paired, and they're just under, you know, this kind of energy in the bottom of the deck. We need to accept, we need to receive all of these feelings, accept them, bring them to the surface, in order to manage these kinds of energy. You know, receive the energy, feel all the way through. Let the feelings move through and respond, but our ability to respond with this beautiful divine masculine, divine feminine, combined energy that's in each and every one of us is right there under the surface just as well, just as easily to access. Or we can stay stagnant. Like, all you have to do is pick up one more card and you're here, and you're here. You don't have to stay in this kind of energy. Scared and driven mad by fear. You have to receive, let it move through though. Receive the energy. Receive what's coming, what you feel. But know that you are held, you are victorious, you are celebrated. You know, everyone knows the Noah's Ark story, and if you don't, go into the Bible and look it up. God put a rainbow out. That's God's promise that He'll always have us. The Hierophant is also a symbol of the higher mind and spirit, the higher spirituality as well. Our own divinity, our own spirituality is being in that higher, wiser self. We have these capabilities. We have these capabilities. I'm going to try to be capable of doing this pausing game, and then we'll come back. Okay? Let me give it a try. So I was going to do the whole pause, take a bath, all that, but I actually want to practice my piano afterwards. So I'm going to go ahead and leave the reading where it was and post it as is. And we'll see in the commentary what people have to say. Direct message me. Email me, lisa.loring@gmail.com. If you want your own private reading, or if you have something you'd like to say, a conversation in the background, all All is appreciated. Like, share, subscribe. And thank you for those who donate to support getting the message out. And anyway, donating is actually by liking and sharing it to somebody, or just letting somebody know that might be a message that they want to hear. So anyway, leaving it at that, and I'm going to go practice my piano. Let's see how it goes. It's going to be a fun week. Talk to you later. Bye.